Hello, my lovely friends, and welcome back to the Classy Kiwi Show. Today, we're going to go over my interior design for the medieval fantasy styled house that we did a couple weeks ago. So coming around here to the front, we'll come straight in here, and I'm showing you in our super flat world. We'll look at that exterior a bit at the very end. But coming into here, first, I just partitioned this out, this bottom area, down into a few rooms. So for this first room, it's just 4 wide right here, and there's not too much utility here. This is mostly just kind of an entry hall type thing. So we look here, we have a little seat here, we have some leaves and some trapdoors right there. We do that a lot in my designs for interiors, trapdoors like that. And then we have some bookshelves and some flower pots and the likes around here. Bamboo looks really nice, and just little shelves like that can look nice when you sparse them around. A little armor stand right here is an option, and that can look really nice. And right to this side, we'll get to this a bit later, but I just built my staircase here. You can see this pushes out flush to there eventually. But just right here for this part, there's just one wall in between here and then our staircase building up right there. So moving to the right here into this room, this one's a bit wider. I did this one 5 wide, and you can see this actually goes flush with that, because the house itself, it gets a bit skinnier, and so you can use that to partition off rooms you can build. This wall just comes across right there since it gets skinnier right there. So coming back in here to look at this, we can come over here. This will be a little kitchen area. I just threw in some kitchen stuff generally here. We have some more shelves here with some space to put food and the likes. We have a little stove with a smoker and a rail on top of that, and a cauldron, and right there, more just foliage, because again, we just love to include foliage throughout our builds. You can include things like this brewing stand here, and a little design that I like to do a lot is lamps like this. So I just have an end rod right there, then some glazed terracotta, and that can just look really nice as a cool little lamp design. And finally, I would like to add, you can add an extra lighting on this bottom floor, just under that brown carpet. I do have a light right there. So moving into this final room, I did a little kind of cooler area. You can store food in here. I thought it would look nice. There's just gravel on the floor, some snow around here, and you can put some meat right there. A bit icky, but if you choose so. You can put some, you could choose berries here as well instead, or whatever you like around there. And you'll see we have a smoker here again if you want another one that you can just reach through there, and we'll have some more storage area and just some packed ice through here, just as a cool little cooling area, because you know, in older houses like this, sometimes you would have cool areas like that. So now moving on to the next floor, we're going to come up, and I just built this next floor. This is right below the first floor. You can see literally just right down there is the first floor that we built. And on this floor, I want to do a unique wall pattern. So we have some, I believe this is light gray and brown terracotta there, and then some gray concrete powder right below them to make a little trim below. And I love this wall design, just very unique. We can throw some paintings around like this, and you'll notice I did build this wall out. So there's the initial outside wall and then an inside wall, and it shouldn't bother you too much when you look through here. It's really hard to notice. Let's see, moving to the left, we have a plant right here. I just put up a little extra storage space right there with some trapdoors on the outside. Some more foliage here, because again, we're just using a whole bunch of foliage. For this fireplace design, it's really simple. There's just a stair, a block, then a wall right on top, and then a little campfire right in the back there. Some more bookshelves, just because we love to do those, with, again, more stuff on top. And right on this side, I did a nice little table design. I just used this table design today. This was the first time I thought of it. And just doing a hopper, and then a pressure plate on top, and then some unique colored prismarine stairs. You could really use any stairs here. But the blue it stands out in the room, and it looks nice. A skull, if you like, you could do another flower pot there, of course, a bit cheaper. And flower pots all around if you can do it. Some more paintings, and I'm mainly just lighting this up with lanterns hanging around the ceiling. And just if you can add a bit of extra stuff on the ceiling of these slabs, they can make a bit of a difference. Coming over here, we just have a hallway, and this is naturally built in to the exterior like we did it. Then we We already built this for the exterior, a little balcony area right there. And then moving into here, we're going to have our bedrooms. There's not a lot of room in here. I just filled in the remaining space with smooth sandstone. And it's just too wide, but you can have a nice little bedroom here. You can have some more storage space right there, a place to sleep. Where it's not showing on the outside because there will be a pillar right there, you can put more flower cases, and that can look nice. More plants, just to add a bit more, just stuff to fill up the space. You can put other random things on the wall like a loom, and just more plants on the ground. And that really makes up, so I also added some carpet here, of course. And that makes up most of my interior, actually. I think that this is enough for this kind of medium, small-sized house. If you need some extra space because you're doing this in survival, and you want to have some chests or the sort, one thing that you can do is add a ladder here. It can be kind of annoying when you're walking through there, but it shouldn't be too bad, because realistically you won't be going out here too often if it's in survival or anything. And up here, I don't usually like to build top areas like this just because it's kind of awkward. You could build something in here with a lot, but what I like to do with this is in survival, I can just add in whatever utility or extra stuff I need in my roofing area. So right over here, you can just add in a whole bunch of chests, and you could realistically stack these everywhere. You could have a bit of an enchanting area or anything else, again, just anything extra that you need. So with that, let's hop over and quickly talk about the exterior on my thumbnail show work. So just to really quickly go over what I did for the outside of this build, right over here, we do these little trees. I like to add in extra trees aside from, you could realistically just do extra oak trees, but it can look kind of nice, do these skinnier trees with fences coming up, then just leaves kind of interspersed, and it can take a few tries to get this correct. But once you get the hang of it, these get pretty easy to build. Around here, I talked about this at the very beginning of the original video, but we do have some walls around here that do look really nice. Literally all I'm doing here is I grab some stairs and slabs, so I put down the first layer of just full blocks down there, and then I just randomly put stairs and slabs in random orientations. And I like the way it looks, actually. I think it ends up being kind of a cool, broken down look for the exterior wall. For a path coming up, it's pretty easy. For this one, I just did mossy cobblestone, of course, regular grass blocks, some coarse dirt, some podzol, and just some regular path blocks, and then you can come up here, and that's not too complicated. Coming along the outside, I always like to pick a color palette for my flowers. Not everybody does this, but I think it really looks really nice if you pick a small flower and then a big flower that goes along with it. So we have our rose bushes and then the red tulips, and just surrounding the entire build with those. With the really tall ones, the rose bushes, only in the corners or in a few extra places, not quite everywhere, because they can get a bit distracting if you put them everywhere, ferns and grass. And then just little spots with barrels can look nice when you place them around. And then finally coming over here, in most of my medieval builds I end up doing this, but you can kind of put these little wood piles here where you just take, of course, your mine carts and put them over. This is a very, very old trick. You see this absolutely everywhere. And then just your regular logs coming across here. I like to put it higher on the top. It looks like a little timber barrel. If you really want to do it, you could take some campfires and shovel them out, stuff like that. You could put a little stone cutter, it could look cool, and those kind of things, just to add a whole little wood area if you like. That's not what I did because this is a pretty small area, but this is definitely a smaller house, so you don't need to do as much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a really short upload, just wanted to show you my interior design for this last build, and next week we will have the interior design for the far larger Japanese castle from the last video. So, without further ado, I hope you all have a great day, and as always, stay classy, my friends. See ya!